Up Jump Spring is one of those tunes that I believe is highly underrated. In this video, we're going to take a look at the chord voicings and the reharmonization that I did for this tune by Freddie Hubbard. Now, it's going to be quite a bit different than the Freddie Hubbard version. That's because we're doing it solo piano, a little bit slower swing 3/4. You're going to want to stick around to see all of the chord voicings and chord progressions that I'm going to be focusing on. I am using sheet music, but even if you don't read sheet music, there's still a lot in this tutorial that you can get from seeing the voicings here at the piano. A little bit later on, I'm going to post a link so that you can download the sheet music and learn it for yourself. Let's dive in and take a look at the first 4 bars of Up Jump Spring. The very first bar, there is a chord. Often what people do in this tune is they'll just play the melody notes. And that's okay. I like to play chords pretty much wherever the opportunity arises. So this first chord is a B7 sharp 11 chord. The voicing is like this. But if you take a look at the chord, this note is the sharp 11. This is the 9. And then you've got root, 3rd, and 7th in the bass. What I'm trying to show you here is the more interesting parts of how to reharmonize or how to play chord voicings on a tune like this. And in the next bar, there's that note, which basically takes a simple B flat major 7th chord and turns it into something special. It's like an inner voice movement. In the next bar, typically what you'll see is a G7 chord here. Instead of the G7, I'm using the tritone substitution. Again, those 2 chords share the same tritone. And then in front of that, I'm putting a 2 chord, which is the D half diminished 7th chord. It's just a really nice chord progression. If you just played G7 there, it sounds like this. It sounds so much nicer when you put more chords. Now, there's really nothing special about the C minor 7th chord here, but in the next bar, we get this chord, which has this nice minor second between these 2 notes. So there's our tritone, there's the flat 9, and there's the 13th, and all we're doing is duplicating the 13th in the root as well. So you get this minor second. It's just a beautiful chord. So there's our G minor 7, and then we're having this passing chord. Again, we do that a lot with jazz, just this minor second passing down in the bass. The thing that makes these chords really nice is their full minor 11th chords, with the minor 11th being in the melody in both of those chords. It's really nice. In the original tune in the real book, this is an E half diminished 7th, but I think it sounds so much nicer as an E minor 11th chord. And then a 5 chord with an inner voice passing from the sharp 5 to the natural 5. So these notes here. We've moved this sheet music up and we're still focusing on this line here. Again, we've got that inner voice moving from the sharp 5 to the natural 5. And then these 2 chords, this one here and this one here. And we haven't really changed the chord progression at all, but we are going to play fourths. So you get this nice voicing here. You've got this second in the bass, but then fourths, where you've got the 3rd and where you've got the 7th and the 3rd on top. And again, we're doing fourths on the E flat chord as well. A 2-5-1 of C where we've got this D half diminished seventh. This is a really nice chord here. Basically, it's an E major triad over 1 and 7, which makes it a G7 flat 9 chord, with the flat 9 being in the melody. That's a really nice C half diminished seventh chord. Then the C half diminished seventh chord turns into this C minor 11th chord, again with the 11th being in the melody, but over F. So C half diminished seventh, and then we're back to the top. Okay, now what we're going to do is take the second time ending and go into the bridge. Second time ending, C minor 11th again, except the melody changes now. I really like this progression here. We've got just a simple C minor 7th chord, and then an inversion, and then this lovely F sharp half diminished 7th chord. This comes from the 6th diminished scale. If you're not familiar with that, we've got several examples of how to use the 6th diminished scale on this channel. And then we're going to suspend. It's like a sus chord, except it's just a B major 7th chord over B flat. It gives it that dissonance because we've got this minor second in the bass. And then resolve. So from the C minor 11th chord, second time ending. Bridge. Okay. Nothing too special about the G minor 7th chord, but this chord, again, another sharp 11. We're using a lot of sharp 11 chords in this video. The melody note is D, and the sharp 11 makes a nice inner voice. In the real book version, this A minor 7th chord is actually an F, but I like this chord better because it has a more open feel. It's less resolved than the root. So then D7 sharp 11. And then we've got this lovely half step progression from A major 9 to A flat major 9. And we've had this G7 flat 9 chord before. And we're back to the last A section. Let's play the bridge one more time. And again, we're back to the last A section. We're going to start on bar 29 here with the B flat major 7th chord and go and do the last A section. So 2 bars before that, last A from the B flat major 7. It really is a lovely tune, Up Jump Spring by Freddie Hubbard. I hope you got some good ideas about chord voicings and chord progressions from this tutorial. If you want to download the sheet music and learn the tune note for note, I'm going to put a link up here in the corner. Okay, what I'm going to do now is play the tune through once, maybe a little bit of soloing, just to kind of give you a sense of how the tune should turn out once you practice it. One of the things that we request is that in exchange for this tutorial, you just reach down, click the little thumbs up button. It really helps us here at the channel and helps get this video out to others who need it. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, we'd love to have you. Just hit the little bell when you do, and we'll notify you of all the upcoming tutorials that we're making. And if you're looking for other tutorials on jazz reharmonization for piano, along with sheet music, I'm going to point you in the direction of this video next.